Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natasha from natashafleece.com, where I teach women how to budget mindfully. Today I'm starting a brand new series on my channel and I'm really excited for it because it's something that I have taught myself over the years and have been able to save a lot of money with. So if you couldn't guess by the screen, I'm going to teach you today how to use Microsoft Word for basic graphic design. So this series is going to be called Creative Tech on a Budget. So I'm going to be showing you how to use Word for graphic design today, and then I'm going to do like a PDF version of this as well, and then a couple of other little ideas that I have going. But if there's anything that you want to see as far as tech-wise goes, anything that is using like Microsoft Word or Adobe Acrobat, leave a comment below because I'd really like to do some more tutorials for you guys on these sort of things because that is a side of me that I really love, teaching how to use tech in a way that's really simple. So today I'm going to be showing you two things that we can do with Microsoft Word that are really super simple. So this one here is just one of those like prints that you see on like Etsy or Creative Market or something like that. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to create this here. And this is just a simple example. You can obviously make it as difficult or easy as you want. But when I show you this today, I think you're going to really get the basic understandings of some of the tools in Microsoft Word, and you can just run with it and do whatever you'd like, obviously. So I'm going to teach you how to do this here. And then I'm also going to show you how to do a simple logo. So this is a logo that I created for myself actually in Canva. And I'll go ahead and do a tutorial on Canva as well, the free version, and show you. But I created this logo in Canva originally and then decided to recreate it in Microsoft Word, and it looks exactly the same. So I want to show you how to do those two simple things today. And like I said, if you can think of anything else that you'd like to learn how to do, then leave a comment below, and I'd like to do some more videos like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and start deleting everything so we can go ahead and start from scratch. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, so now we have a completely blank Word document ready for us. And the first thing I'm going to teach you how to do is the simple budget, the simple logo. And what I am recreating is my logo from my program, The Mindful Budget. So if you are interested in that, I'll leave the link below so you can see how to work with me in that way. But today I'm just going to be showing you how to make this logo. So first step, we are going to go to Insert up here at the top, and we're going to add a text box. So we'll click on, sorry, I went a little bit fast there. Let's start over. So Insert, we're going to hit the text box, and then I always do this simple text. I have honestly never even used any of these other options, but there are a lot of other ones that you can do, or you can even draw a text box yourself. I just really like the simple one because it's simple and I'm not trying to do anything fancy. So I'm just going to click the simple text box. Just bring it up here and zoom you guys in a little. So this is where I'm going to start typing in my words for my logo. So my logo is 3 words. So what I'm really going to be doing is 3 separate text boxes. So I'm just going to start out with the first word, which is just the. And what I'm going to do to make this easier for myself is I'm going to get this very first text box how I want the rest of them to be almost. So I can just copy and paste it. So right now the box is, centered to the left, and it has this border around it, which are both things that I don't want. So to start out with, I am going to center this in the text in the center. So I've just highlighted it there. I'm going to go to home and hit the center. And while we're here, we can make it bigger because I know it's going to be way bigger than that. You just want to drag out this little dot here. If the words are too big and it gets cut off, you just will make it a little bit bigger to give it some more space there. It's probably not going to be this big, but that's fine. So now we still have this border around the word, which we don't want, or you might want. You can keep it if you want. So I'm going to click on the box there and then go to shape format up here. And you'll see all these different options here. So you really can get creative with this here. There's a lot of things you can do. I'll just show you them quickly. You can change the color of the box to whatever you want it to be. You could put a picture behind the box and use that as the background. So I'll show you here. So if you wanted to do something like that, you could. I don't want to do that today, so I'm just going to do no fill for the background. And then down below that, there's the shape outline. So I'm just going to click on that. And just like the fill, you have the same options. You can change the border color to whatever you want. And I'm just going to choose no outline again. So now the word is just on its own there. And you might be wondering why I'm going through the trouble of using the text box when you could just, start typing from the first page of Microsoft Word. And you'll see here in a second why I'm doing this, but essentially it's because this word box will allow us to change the sizing and the location of the words. So I'm going to go ahead and start here and duplicate this one because this is how I basically want the rest of the words to look. So I'm just going to right click, copy, and paste. And what I'm going to do now is you see this little box here. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to hit this option here, which is behind text. And so once I click that, what it will allow me to do is I can now move this box wherever I want it. See how I really could put it on top of the other one or to the side. I can do whatever I want with it. So I'm actually going to do the same for this one because I forgot. So now we have free range. If you were just to start typing regularly, you couldn't do, something like this, obviously. So that's why I like the text box. You can move them around exactly how you want it. So the next part of this is going to be changing out this word here. So actually, mine is in lowercase. I'm going to get my second word there. And I'm going to change the font. So this is the font that I want. And I'm going to make this bigger. And let's see it come together here. So that looks good to me. And now the other word that I have here is just going to copy the portion there. So I just copied that and I'm going to paste it. So now change that there so I can move it wherever I want. Sometimes these get a little tricky if you're putting one on top of the other, but I'm just going to delete that and start again. Yeah, I don't know why that did that. That was weird, but I'm just going to leave that in there to show you. Just click around and you can redo it. You can hit the undo. You can hit the redo. You're not going to break anything. You're not going to mess anything up. So just really play with it. So then the next word is budget. Make that bigger. Make this a little bit smaller. And we're going to put that there. So for this the here, I want it to be a little bit thinner. Looks okay, but change it a little bit and just play around with it. I actually don't like that font very much, so put it back to the light. So there is just an option of a very, very simple logo that you can do. So from here, what I would do is, you want to get this in a PNG or, a picture. It's saved as a picture. You don't want to save it as a Word document. So what I would do is I would zoom in really close, and I'm kind of in the way here. So let me make myself smaller. So I'd zoom in pretty close here so I can get a good capture of it. And then what I would do is go down to this little snip option and hit that, get a new snip. And I would just snip this, try and make it even on each side. And then I would just save that here. And I would have an image basically that I could use. So that. So then when I go over to my images, it would be here ready for me. And that looks pretty good. It looks pretty clear because I zoomed in before I cropped it. If you crop it from far away, it might be a little bit more grainy. So I would just suggest to zoom in and, get a really nice crisp crop of the logo that you create. So there is the first way to use Word. And now let's move on to the second way, and that's with creating that little, have a little bit left here. So now we're going to create that little graphic. Get rid of all this. Make myself bigger again. Okay, so this is a really fun one too. They're both fun. I like to play around with these things and see what, I can come up with. So what I'm going to do now is go to Insert, and I'm going to choose the Pictures option. And I already have this ready, but these are just some little graphics that I downloaded. I actually purchased these from the HungryJpeg, and they have really great little graphics like this, and they always have like a weekly freebie. So if you're just starting out and you need some graphics of some sort, I would definitely check them out. I think these were $1 or like $4, and this is just half of what I got out of the pack. but they're really great with like giving you a full license so you can use these for your own business and things like that, and without using like a copywritten image. So I really like the HungryJpeg. So I'll leave the link for that below too, so you can check it out. But what I'm going to do here is just use this first image, and I'm going to start getting this one to look how I want it. Because if you remember from the beginning, I have two of these. I have one in the lower corner and then one in the upper right corner. So I'm just going to get this one how I want it, so I can just copy and paste it. And again, I'm going to do this behind text because I just find it easier to move. It doesn't like butt up against anything. It'll just move really smoothly. So I'm going to give this a little twist here with this little twisty knob there. And I'm going to resize a little, twist again, resize it a little bit more, and just kind of play with it and get it how I want it. And I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to right click, copy and paste. And this is going to be the exact, size and everything, so they match up nicely. I wouldn't want to do this one here and then reinsert the photo again and try and size it up, because they'll probably be different. Chances are you're not going to get it exactly the same. So you may as well just copy and paste. So yeah, this is already done there because we just copied it. So I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to try and mirror this as best as I can. So what I like to do is look for some sort of markers that I can pay attention to and try and match them up nicely so that they really do match. For example, I wouldn't want this one, obviously to be like this, because this one over here doesn't even have that little sprig visible. So those won't really look, exactly the same. So I'm just going to try and match it up on both sides just by these leaves on the corners right there. So I'm just going to do this quickly so we don't spend all day. Okay, that looks good. I'll have to stop because I could just keep going and try to make it perfect. But so then what we're going to do is use the text box again. And I'm sure you are going to catch on pretty quick here. So I will just go ahead and get moving. So the little quote I did for the example was just, "She believed she could, so she did." So I'm going to start out writing the quote. And just like we did with the logo example, I'm going to get this one how I want it, with the centered there, the centered word. And then I'm going to go to the shape format again so I can get rid of that text box. So the shape outline, and then we're going to hit no outline. And then I will copy and paste. And I'm going to put my next word in, which is believed, and make this bigger. And I'm going to change out the text here to my favorite text. The only thing with this little text here, Verona Lotti, I don't know. You have to make things really big in order for them to show up. It's kind of small. So like this is 160. I don't know what the proper term is, but it's 160. And that looks like a good size to me. So now the rest of the words I'm going to use are going to be just this regular text here. You can play with it. Obviously make it look however you want. So I'm just going to click on the she and copy and paste. So we can not make it look exactly how it did on the example, but again, you can obviously do whatever you want, make this look however you want. So I know I'm going to need a couple of those. And this is actually kind of a good teaching moment here. So see how when I put this she on top of the flower, the little graphic, it is white. So there's a white background on this. It might not look like it because it's behind a white screen or a white document. But if I wanted this to, for whatever reason, butt up against here and get like super close, it's going to look pretty odd because a big white block is going to block out the graphic. So just like I showed you on the logo, we can get rid of that background. So the shape fill, you know, you could obviously do whatever kind, or you can just do no fill. So then now if we wanted this like up here, you could see that graphic through behind the word and it wouldn't be blocked. So let's just go ahead and play with this a little bit more and make it look how we want it. She believed she could, so she did. And like I said, this looks different than the example, and I like the example better, but for the sake of time, you get the idea. You could literally move these around wherever you decide. You can play with it and see what you like, see what you don't. And there, we'll stop there, or else I'll be messing with this like all day. We'll get rid of this. You know how it's underlined. Ignore. So now we have it how we want it to look. And what we're going to do next is save it as a PDF. And I feel like a PDF is just fine. What you could do if you really wanted to is you could do what I showed you with the logo and just use the snip option. And you could snip this and turn it into a photo if you really wanted. But I just think that a PDF is fine for these sort of things. So what you're going to do is go to File up here in the top left, Move Me, and you're going to go to Save As. And I'm just going to save this under Downloads. And you'll want to obviously name it. I already have one in here from an example. She believed she could. And then what we're going to want to do is where it says Save as File Type, instead of a Word document, we're going to click on it and we're going to go down to PDF. And you may have this option, you may not. I'm not sure about other operating systems, but if you click the options here, there is this optimize for image quality that I clicked before when I did a test run of this. So I have that clicked just so the quality can be a little bit nicer. So then you just hit OK there and hit save. And then you'll see your PDF show up. And it looks perfect. Obviously, this looks a little bit funny, but however you make it look on your Word document is how it's going to look on the PDF. So that is how you make a logo and move that off my face, a logo and a printable graphic using Microsoft Word, which most of us have. And if you don't have Microsoft Word, you probably have some sort of version of a Word document on your computer. But I really just want to stress upon you to just play around with it and hit, click on some of this stuff, see what it does. That's how I figured out, that you're able to use those text boxes and move them exactly how you want them. It's just, you're not going to mess anything up, and it's fun to see what you can come up with. So I hope you enjoyed. And like I said before, if you have any other tech on a budget that you want me to show you how to use, just leave a comment below and I'd be really happy to make a tutorial for you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.